Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be going over the gustatory system. So the gustatory system is also known as your taste, right? So first, let's go over the general anatomy of your tongue, which is our major taste organ, right? So let me draw a tongue-like shape. First, you have your tongue, which is a muscle, right? Your tongue. Which is a muscle. And basically, on your tongue, there are certain specks, or not specks, I'm drawing specks to represent your gustatory receptors, which are known as your taste buds. So you've heard of taste buds, right? But there's actually a small hierarchy in this. In each taste buds, there are 50 to 100 sensory receptors, right? Sensory receptors, which sense 5 basic tastes, right? So the 5 basic tastes are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, which also is better known as savory, right? So basically, I just want to clarify a really common myth that people have about the tongue, and that is that there are sections for which taste each taste. This is simply not true. Every receptor on your tongue, so basically, better put, one taste bud can only taste one taste. That is true. But in that, though things that it can taste like salty is not only in one section, it's scattered evenly throughout the tongue, and so is sour, and so is bitter, and so is umami. And the reason why people quote unquote taste different things is not because of, say, a different pattern of activation for a person. It's actually everybody might taste very similar things, but whether they like it or not is based on their prior experiences, right? So if you taste something that's really bitter, for example, coffee, this is a little bit random, but people who have anemic deficiencies, or basically an iron deficient, who are iron deficient, right? They're anemic, they have a symptom called pica, which is basically craving of very irregular foods. For example, coffee grounds. People who are anemic often crave coffee grounds a lot, right? So using coffee grounds, because you're anemic, or say someone you know is anemic, they might enjoy the taste of coffee grounds, but to you, it doesn't taste good to you. Or maybe let's take peanut butter, for example. Peanut butter might taste good to one person, but it might not taste good to you because of a prior experience you had with peanut butter, or maybe just that the taste palette that you grew up with does not accommodate for peanut butter, if that makes sense. So basically what I'm trying to say is the reason why you taste different things, quote unquote taste different things, is because maybe we all taste very similar things, but whether how you perceive it is based on your past experiences. So essentially, the way you perceive taste is based on prior experiences, not on the food, it's not on anatomy itself, right? So then let's get into it, right? Each taste bud has your sensory receptors, which get in information, right? That information is taken through the brain with 3 nerves, which are called nerves, cranial nerves. I'll make a video on these because These are very, very, very important. There are 12 of them. The first one is your facial nerve. Second one is your glossopharyngeal nerve. And finally, your other nerve is your vagus nerve. So I'm pretty sure vagus is your 10th nerve. Glossopharyngeal, I believe, is your oh, wait, I don't know how to do Roman numerals. I'm sorry. Sorry, my bad. Your vagus is your 10th nerve. Just to make sure I'm not writing that wrong. Your glossopharyngeal is your 7th nerve, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure about the glossopharyngeal one. Facial nerve is your your glossopharyngeal, I'm pretty sure, is your 9th nerve, and your facial nerve is your 7th nerve. Let me just make sure really quickly, because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. Right. So as I was saying, I was actually correct. So sorry, I don't know where all the annotations went, but the nerves that are associated with the sensory, your gustatory information are your cranial nerves, which are your facial nerve, which is your 7th nerve. That's 10. 1, 2, okay. Your glossopharyngeal, which are your 9th nerve. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting Roman numerals. I don't know if that's just me. And then finally your vagus nerves, which is your 10th. So these are the 3 nerves that transmit sensory information to your thalamus, which is your switchboard, right? We went over this. It relays information to the right parts of the brain, right? And it relays it to your gustatory cortex, which is located right, and actually it also relays it to the insula. Your gustatory cortex is the main area associated with taste. It's located above the insula, but the insula also plays a role in perceiving taste, right? So the thing I told you about disgust, insula is very closely related with feelings of disgust. So I'd say that olfactory information goes to the gustatory cortex and the insula to be processed. So that is the gustatory system. It's a rather simple system, and it's actually quite overlooked. Before I end the video, I just wanted to say that the olfactory system, your smell, which is your nose, your smell, has very close ties with your gustatory system. And the example that the Brain Facts book gives is that if you smell sugar and then smell strawberries, so the smell of sugar is associated with a sweeter taste in strawberries, whereas I think smelling peanut butter and then smelling strawberries resulted in a less sweeter taste. And the reason for this is because your smell plays a huge role in what you taste. They constantly interplay with each other. And actually, something that is really interesting to think about and actually kind of defies this law is vanilla extract. When you smell vanilla extract, you smell the less concentrated version of it, right? So it smells super sweet. But when you taste it, a drop of it contains so much vanilla that it tastes bitter. But when you put it in baking, it tastes very sweet. It tastes just like you smell. So just think about when you have like a disassociation between smell and taste, it's usually because of the concentration of odor, right? Vanilla, just think about in one drop of vanilla, there's so much more than in a waft of aroma of vanilla, right? So a waft of vanilla is much more sweeter than the actual whole packed punch of vanilla. That's why you only put like a teaspoon of vanilla in your baking. So yeah, that was what I wanted to say. Thank you. Bye.